Because your dad is telling me that you have regrets over this child every single day.
Every day.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Was this a termination here in this world? I didn't want to say it if you weren't comfortable with it, but your dad was telling me she's upset over this because this was a termination.
Yes, I was young. I was very young.
We go over to Barbara Yelvington. Oh my God, she's so freaking cute. Look at her.
Thank you.
I see 2 ears. What's the 2 ears over here?
This is Tidbit.
Oh my God, how freaking cute. Well, first of all, where are you from?
I am in Danville, Virginia, but I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Oh my God. Well, first of all, I'm glad that you're here. And right away, there's a couple different souls that are on the other side. And first of all, your father passed. So your dad departed?
Yes.
Because right away he stepped forward, he said to me, that's my daughter. And he says to me, first of all, I got to tell you that this man had many things wrong with him when I'm connecting with him here in this world. Now, also, when I'm connecting Barbara, there's also a child that's here as well that also passed. And I feel like this was your child. Did you lose a child here in this world?
Yes.
So know that soul is there with your father. So, but this child was just young.
Yeah.
So, because your dad showed me pictures of a baby when I'm connecting.
Yeah.
So that was your baby that you lost?
Yes.
Can you please know that soul is there with your dad? And your dad is, first of all, telling me that this soul didn't even get a chance to be born here in this world. So know that, even though this soul had never made it to term or never made it, into this world, know that soul is still there and with your father. Because anyone that we ever lost is there on the other side. And this is what's so crazy. Is it all right to tell you everything?
Yeah.
Because your dad is telling me that you have regrets over this child every single day.
Every day.
And I'm going to be honest with you. Was this a termination here in this world? I didn't want to say it if you weren't comfortable with it, but your dad was telling me she's upset over this because this was a termination.
Yes. I was young. I was very young and I was forced to do it. I
know you were. And I got to tell you something. You have been living through hell from the moment that you made that decision.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I got to tell you, your father says to me, she can forgive herself. She can forgive herself. He says, Matt, she's been hurting for so long. Because you know what? I got to tell you something. When you're that young, you really don't know.
No.
And your dad says to me that you think now and today, oh my God, if I would have had that child would have been this many years old. I would have been a mother. I would have been this. I would have been that. I would have been the other thing. And you feel like that piece of your life got robbed from you. Is that correct?
Yeah. I knew it. As I got older, I realized it was the best choice. I was 12 and the man that would have been the father was 25. It was a very bad situation.
Listen, I'm telling you right now, the other side isn't judging you.
Right.
And for them to come through, they don't come through and sugarcoat things. All right.
Yeah.
They tell me the truth. I wouldn't tell you something to make you feel good. I'm telling you right now, you see my readings, I'll tell you straight out.
My dad paid for the abortion and I was embarrassed to be around him after that.
Your dad shows me that child that's there, and that child is within his arms. And your dad says to me, I was looking out for you. I was trying to look out for you. But there was also an issue with you having kids after, he's telling me.
Yes.
So afterwards, he tells me that you couldn't have children.
It took 10 or 15 years before I tried again.
So know that your father says to me, listen, he does not want you to go through and to think anything about what had happened in the past. He says, that's not on you. You were old enough to make a decision. Your family made that decision for you. So your dad says to me, listen, let that pain stay with me. You don't have to hold on to that. And your father says to me, I want to let you know, he says, that I'm sorry that I let this come between us as well.
He did.
Because it wasn't until your dad was actually passing that he tells me the two of you started to build up more of a connection with one another. But this is what I talk about, Barbara, when people pass and things are unsolved. Because, even your dad tells me this was something that you did not speak about with him afterwards.
No, I didn't speak to very many people at all about it.
So know that what your dad is saying to me is that, on the other side, he sees that you're holding on to this. He sees this hurt and pain. He says, and you can let it go. I just saw him lean down and kiss you.
Mm-hmm.
Your father says to me, the one thing that he wants you to know is that you are such a sensitive person and you're such a good person. He says, and don't lose sight of that. He says that, because of the situation that you had with this child being lost, he tells me that, sorry, your father keeps talking over. He tells me one thing. And I was like, hold on, relax. Your father just said to me, he goes, Matt, he goes, just let her know one thing. He goes, let her know that that child that had passed, he says, one day she will see again. And more importantly, that your personal relationships are so much stronger now because you value them so much because of what you went through in your life. So your dad says to me, listen, I was only looking out for you. He keeps telling me that. He says he wants to let you know that, he knows that he should have went about it a different way here in this world. And more importantly, that he does love you with his heart and soul. He says, but I'm going to be very honest with you. Your dad said to me, Matt, he's interrupting me. He's like, Matt, before you go to the next person, he's like, I need to tell her my side of the story. Your dad said to me that he felt his job and role within life was to protect you. And when all of a sudden he found out that you were pregnant, by an older man and by somebody that your dad actually trusted at the time, and knew of, your dad says to me, I felt like I failed as a person. He says, so I took matters into my own hands.
He didn't fail.
But that's how he felt. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Because your dad felt like that he, at the time, should have prevented this in the first place. So your dad regretted that for so long. So no, as much as the pain of you felt, your dad felt that as well. He says, and I know now that I'm in heaven that you forgave me for that and that you did not feel that. He says, and I want to let you know that, I'm taking the responsibility on this one and I am sorry.
Well, thank you.
All right. I really hope that this helped you. And thank you so much for this, because that was a lot to bear and a lot to bear on here. But, thank you for letting me deliver that message to you.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
And I know it's going to inspire a lot of people that are here right now as well.